Interesting question from Laura Sears. Are master planners going to have to consider density further as a quest for space continues? And how can they find the balance between this and the return on investment for developers? Well, I think I've got a kind of point of view on this. In a lot of those top 10 developments we saw, particularly the apartment-led developments, Kidbrooke Village springs to mind as a great example of a large regeneration placemaking scheme. And obviously in a lot of all the top rated housing developments, it was mentioned that there was that space to breathe, that room to park. And actually one of the reasons why people rated housing developments poorly was the increased density. So this is a really good point. I think this is about master planning, but it's also about apartment planning, right? Everyone has, I think that one thing we've seen anecdotally with our partners who have studio apartments and one-bed apartments is that people who were in a studio are desperately looking to get into a one-bed. I think there's a lot of things that we can learn to improve the layout of apartments to accommodate home working, obviously, but also, that there is a move for a lot of apartment providers to provide co-working spaces. But if you are working from home, somewhere where you're not just shut up in your flat, and that will have an impact on the actual design of the units. In terms of master planning and placemaking, I think that integration of green space clearly adds value. And from an ROI perspective, if 2 or 3 less houses means that there's a premium you can charge on the remaining ones, I think that's very clear. From our data, Laura, it's very, very clear that there is a return on investment. I also think it's about differentiation. It's not purely about pricing. Where there is more supply, where there is intense competition, if you are that developer offering that extra space and that access to green space, it clearly has such a massive effect on the residents.